What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? I was trying to give y'all a little moment to join in to the live today. I'm just going to go over what we're doing in class, and then I'll open it up for just questions and answers, particularly for this class, and then question and answers just in general for anything that you could possibly ask me. I meant to go live and have some templates for y'all this week, so I guess that's going to be next week we're coming out with those. So I have some more stuff in store for you all, but I'm still steady trying to get things organized with the big move. So I appreciate your patience and all that you all are doing to support. And I just want to tell y'all that I love y'all for real. Let's see. Hey, LaQuisha, how are you liking the Academy? Finding her way. Remind me your name again. Is it Helena? I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember screen names and names. Tori, what's up? Sharon, hey. Rona, hey, hey. It's good to see you all. Well, I guess see your names. All right, so I'm just going over what we're going to do in the class tomorrow. We're still on our elements kick. I think we're going to do elements, not the one that I wanted to do. We're going to do an element one next weekend too, but we're going to do a Christmas themed element one. So we're going to do snow. Okay, so we're going to have a snow template that we're working with, and it's not just that I'm giving you a template and it's just so easy to just pop something in and out. What you're doing in the class is you're learning how to apply certain layer effects, how to work with different blend modes, when you use certain blend modes, when you use color overlays, just basically the way that my mind works when I create a template is what I'm teaching you when we're doing these classes. So at some point in time, we're going to kick up into the 200 course level load, and that's definitely going to be us building from the ground up. So me teaching you how these elements work together is step one, and then step two or level two is you learning how to take these elements and build from scratch. So I'm working your way up to that. I'm working your confidence up, getting you a little less afraid of Photoshop. And some of you, I know y'all ain't afraid of Photoshop anymore because y'all be jumping ahead in class. And I definitely, I see that as a good thing. It's not a great thing when when we have beginners that we're working with, but I definitely see there is a need for our intermediate level now, because some of you are really getting the hang of what we're doing when we're working in Photoshop, and now you're ready to start with the from scratch level. So we will be starting that. It probably won't be until after, I'm thinking it'll be after Christmas, because Christmas time gets really, really hectic, and I want to keep us on productive mode. So I'm going to have some Christmas templates that you all will probably want to use. We're going to be doing some of the Christmas themed and holiday themed designs so that you stay kicking up on your holiday orders. And then once holiday orders die down in January, we can start focusing on the sports. We can start focusing on business building, because that's when we usually have a little bit of extra income to invest in our businesses. So I'll have some suggestions for that, and we'll work on growing together. Okay. So just a little disclaimer about what's going on right now and what we're looking to for the future. All right, so I'm not going to change this one out per se. I just wanted to give you a demonstration of what this particular one is. So this is kind of like my wind, all right? So for wind, and it will have several different versions of all of the elements, but this one in particular is just kind of like a storm coming through. So you think of the wind, the rain, the lightning, the fog, and the cloudiness of it all. And we're going to be able to change our elements and completely make this your own, okay? So let's start with, of course, you'll be able to change out your player. And let me see if I have a player I can change out here. This is a smart object, so I double clicked it. Let me see if I can give this template in class away to someone by using a picture. Let's see. I know you all submit photos from time to time to be included in the templates. And if I use them, then I make sure that I give you all the template for free. But this one, if you have the availability, you'll also be able to attend the class live tomorrow if I use you on the template. Excuse me. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be a good one. So let me go ahead and do remove BG. And let's do that together right now. It doesn't take long. I take and sign in so I can use my credits. I have this beautiful model here that looks like she stay winning. Let's see, who is this? This is Buddy Roll. I don't know if Buddy Roll's on tonight, but I'm sure he'll be excited to see this when I post it in the group. Now I want y'all to see when I did this with Remove BG, it took away a lot of this trophy here. So sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't, but I don't want to completely cut this out, so I can do something called edit. And I'm going to go to restore. And I'm just going to kind of bring back this trophy here, which is going to be a doozy to recut out, but it won't be that hard. Okay, and it's because it's a little confusing with the chain link back there versus the reflection on the trophy. But we got to get that trophy in. And then everything else I'm just going to leave cut out because it is cut out pretty well. Let's go ahead and download. And then let's see how the other one did. This one looks good. Got a little bit of that shadow in there, but we might not even end up seeing that part of the image. And if so, we know what to do. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this image open. Make sure we clean it up. Like I said, I didn't expect to do all this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm sure that it helps you all as a reminder of how to do this type of stuff. Now, I will use the pen tool. And I don't know where my actual stylus is right now, so I'm just going to use my mouse. So I'm making it hard on myself. But when I want a corner, I'm just going to click, click. When I want a curve, I'm going to click and drag. Now this isn't the highest resolution image, but you just work with what you have. If you have an option to get the high resolution image, I would absolutely recommend it. Sometimes your clients won't know the difference. And if you message them and say, hey, this is a beautiful photo, but do you happen to have the original version? Because they'll send you screenshots and stuff. And if they send you a screenshot of something, it's most definitely going to be a lower resolution. I think this is like a pictures mint here or something. I don't know, but I'm just vaguely kind of following these lines here. And again, this is one of our build skills kind of workshops we need to do is just on using the pen tool, getting familiar with it. I'm not the best at the pen tool, but I'm definitely not afraid of it yet like I used to be. I think that might be a star or something at the top. I'm sure nobody will get upset with me if a little edge of this is missing, because I can't really tell what the contour of the shape is. And I'm sure if I can't tell zoomed in like this, most likely the common person won't be able to tell. But I do know it's a trophy and I know it's important. And it looks like that star is on the trophy. I'm thinking, so star, I'm just gonna do points instead of curves. Alright, let's curve it there, straight down here. And I think I'm getting there. And there will be some external pieces I would need to cut out too, but I'm not going to take all of this time to do that. I can always come back and clean it up. Alright, so I'm going to come all the way on the outside here, and this is technically a vector shape or path. And I'm just going to turn it into a selection with a radius of 1, feather radius of 1, so that way when I delete those pixels, it kind of gives it a little bit of a soft glow on the edge. Control D to deselect, and of course I want to clean up this inside here. That's pretty obvious. And clean that up there. And let's do Control D to deselect. Now in class, this should already be done, because for homework, you're going to be required to already have your image cut out and cleaned up, because what we want to focus on is how we're using Photoshop and the different blend modes and effects, all of that good stuff. We do not want to spend time cutting images out, because we've been there, done that. And then if you need help with cutting out, there are some classes where we've already done cutouts. I even have some free videos on YouTube showing you how to cut out if you're using the pen tool. And then also, hold on just a second, I need to move. I think I moved my mask a little bit. Let me take my direct select, and I'm going to grab this little node right here, pull it back, that node, pull it back, and then I'm going to go back to my pen tool, turn this into a selection with the radius, feather radius of 1, delete there. I think that's good enough to move on. I'm going to go ahead and save this as my PNG, and then I had another image too. So let's see which image we're going to bring in as our main image. Let's see if it is possible that the other image is higher resolution. I think this one is higher resolution. I may go with this one. Let's see. And then I'm going to go ahead and fade off the edge of this image here. So let's go the new layer mask. I'm going to grab my brush here. And of course we know how to do this, but we will go over how to do this in class. But I'm just fading off the image down there. Yes, let's go ahead and save that. It's going to update as my smart object for this file. And if you notice, I'm going to take that one off, my painted colors, there's some dispersion effects going on here. And if I turn off a few layers, you'll see that what it tries to do is pick up the colors from the image and it blurs it out. So let me turn off my main image here so you see what I'm talking about. So it kind of blurs these colors to the outside. I'll turn my image back on. And then what we'll be doing in class is modifying the dispersion particles. So we're actually going to go in and move around these pieces, create our own kind of artistic view of this. We'll recolor these particles, whatever it takes, and we can simply recolor with a gradient here if we want to kind of go with the team colors, or we can recolor it based on the image. So for the Cam Newton one, we use his uniform colors to pull those colors out and color the dispersion particles with the color in his uniform and the skin tones. But you also have the option to pretty much change it to whatever colors you want. So let me get the uniform image so I can see what the team colors are for this one. And I think we'll do a quick kind of team setup for that. All right, so let's pull in this image. I think it might be gray and red. And let me make sure that I am selected on the very top layer so I don't mess up any of my clipping masks or clipping paths. And I think I might want to go with this one for my main image. So let's do that. Let's double click here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull in this image as my main image. Just resize it just a little bit. I'm going to hit yes. I want to save my changes. All right, and then of course I would have to resize this, move my particles around, all of that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and play with this one. All right, so there's a few things we have going on here. I'm going to turn off the front fog for right now so we can just see what we have going on. I'll take the image and let's drag it below the text. And of course the text is editable. And you can put whatever text and font that you want, but for the class we're gonna, stick to whatever font that I have, and these are going to be free fonts, so you won't have to worry about purchasing a font for the class. And if it ever is a font that's not free that I created, then I will give you those fonts for free for that class. So you just have to make sure that you go ahead and download them before class so we're not wasting up the class time doing that stuff. All right, so let's see. I'm going to show you, let me see if I can do dispersion without messing up my previous dispersion. So let's make a duplicate of that group, just so I can always come back to my original. And like I said, we are going to focus on doing this in class, taking our time and making certain that we have these little particles where we want them. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the text for right now just so we can see what we're working with. All right, and my idea is I want it to look like the player is kind of in this storm, right? That trophy so tall is taking up all the space. All right. And I'll probably, for this image, I would have to move all of this down. So I have a wind portal on the ground. We're going to play with that wind portal. Now, all of these elements we can change the colors of. So let's say I want to do, instead of the white, maybe I wanted to throw the red color in there. I can do a color overlay. And I'm going going to pick up this maroon from her uniform. I can go ahead and take that hex code, copy it, and I can change the tornado. The FX, go to the color overlay. I could even change my clouds to that color. And normally you probably won't color these things, but I'm just letting you know we have those options and we're going to explore those options in class. Instead of the background being black, you might want it to be the team color. We'll go through our dispersion, and this is my copy. Yep, this is the copy, so I can play with it. See, we're going to move these little particles around so that it fits the image. And this is all pretty much subjective. It's based on how you want it to look when you think it's complete. This is your masterpiece. As a matter of fact, let me take off this layer mask here. And we have some kind of triangular pieces, and then we have the sticks. So one I call pieces and one I call sticks. But I'm not going to get too much into playing with this. I know I say that and then I end up doing way too much. Let me go ahead and grab those sticks and pull them down. So just really simply, the idea here is kind of pull the image from the photo, colors from the photo. I'm going to go ahead and create a new paint color here. All right, and I'm just going to paint on this layer. And what I'm going to do is pull colors from my image. So let's say I see gray here. I'm going to just paint gray right there. See brown there. I'm going to grab that brown, grab brown here, and it kind of makes it, starts to make it look like it's part of the image here. And we can even make this lighter if we want. This is a little more transparent, but the idea at first is just to go ahead and grab some of these colors and start building outside of the image. So this is what we're going to do together, and I don't leave y'all hanging. As long as you are following along and not trying to jump ahead of the class, then I make sure that everyone is on the same page before we move on to the next of the next section. So we're all working at the same rate and pace. And if you're just really, really struggling, then I'll give everybody an opportunity to catch up, and then we usually will have like a little recess where the ones who are caught up get to go ahead and play with their settings because they are ready to pretty much tweak their designs. And then those that are not ready, we usually will reserve some time at the end so we can help get those caught up. But everyone at the end should have a full, complete design that you can, either you have something that you can sell to a client or you have something that you can advertise for your business or for yourself. I'm just making these particles smaller since this is a thinner image. I don't want the particles to poke out so much. But yeah, so by the end of the class, you should have a finished product. Let's take these little sticks. I'm going to stick those sticks there. Here we go. Then I have some extra painted area down here. So this is one of the things that we focus on exploring and just making sure that we understand what the principles are for what we're working on. And in this case, let's see, where's my painted layer? My painted layer. So we would get into kind of playing with that, cleaning that up a little bit more around the socks and stuff. I would make it great. But I digress. We're going to go back to the other things that we can change. So we have a cloud and a sky back here. The clouds you can turn on and make fully opaque, or you can bring down the opacity, kind of see more of the stadium through there. And then of course you want to change out your logo. So if I had a logo for this, I probably could look up the, was it Centra's? We had a logo here. We have the lightning, and then we have the stadium lights. So the stadium lights, you can change the color of the glow there. I wanted to go with the color that we had before. A little bit of a deeper tone. And then we can also change the color of the stadium lights here. So let's say we just want to change the stadium light colors and not the grass. We're going to do layer, a little new adjustment layer, a little hue saturation. Make a clipping mask for that. And then I'm going to go to just the blues. Crank my saturation all the way down and all the way up. And I see that I have some blues and some cyans in there. So I'm going to take my cyans, crank them all the way down and all the way up. I see my cyans are kind of minimal effect. So I'm just going to focus on the blues, and I can change the hue here. So if I wanted to get more of that burgundy color, I would go into a red hue, probably bring the saturation down a little bit, take my lightness down, and then I start changing that into more of a maroon. You see it brings a little more gray into the image there. And it kind of starts to pull in more of the team colors. Same thing with the grass. If I wanted to take the greens from the grass, I can turn the saturation all the way down, and I have like a grayscale. So as you can see, you can work with these different things. I think I'm going to bring the tornado color back. So I'm going to take off the color overlay, because I think it looks a little more realistic with the color. But just letting you know you have these options. I'll take the color off of the wind portal. So I'm going to take the color overlay off. But I also have an outer glow here that's kind of glowing as a dark blue. And I can make that be maroon if I want. So these are just some of the things that we're going to go over. We also have some rain on here. We're going to go over why the rain is, we go through the normal mode. This rain image is actually a black image with white rain. But when we change the blend mode, go back a couple steps. Oh, it was on screen. So when I change the blend mode to screen, then the white shows and everything else kind of melts into that. So this is why we're getting a little more complicated in the beginner's level. We're learning about these blend modes, because that's what allows these lights to look like lights. That's what allows the lightning to not look like it's just pasted on top of something. It actually blends in with the background. So the lightning, each one of these pieces of lightning are separate as well. You can turn them off and on. You can even recolor them if you want. If you want the lightning to have color, we will be able to do that. But the idea here is that you're understanding how these different elements work together, how you're able to manipulate and change them. Let me take my wind portal, kind of move it down below her feet. And then of course we would change out the field here because it wouldn't be a football field here. It would be a baseball field. All right, so let's see if it is possible for me to find Central. See, I don't know what their logo is, but I don't have to necessarily use a logo. I can use text, and we can use typography. So let me take and type the word Central. And maybe instead of a logo, I'll just put the team name in the back here. So let's go ahead and grab our text again. And I kind of like that this is behind the lightning, so the lightning is going in front of the words a little bit. Let's turn the fog back on. Now the fog can be different colors as well. So we have black, have white. The blue was from the team before, but maybe I want to do that gray color. Or we even have a gradient. So we'll be playing with all of that in class. Let me add a new color. I'm going to add this gray. All right, and then finally, I want to make sure that my image is below my rain. So I'm going to take the rain here, bring it above the image, but I want it to crop to this image. So I'm going to right click and create a clipping mask, and you can barely see it there. But now the rain is on top of the image. And of course, whenever I have something over like a face, I like to bring down the effect or kind of paint a layer mask. Let's say, for instance, I don't want this right on her face, so I'm going to paint away the rain from her face. Okay. So looks like that's all good. Let's bring back the text. And of course, this is an entirely different color scheme here. So we'll keep first name and surname, but let's change the effects here. So I have a gradient that goes from red to blue for the last image. I'm just going to duplicate that. And let's go ahead, change this color to that maroon. And maybe I'll just choose maroon and just shift the color a little bit because I want it to look like a gradient. So I'm just bringing it from that darker maroon to like a crimson color. And I'm going to copy that layer style because I don't want to do this work all over again if I don't have to. And just paste that layer style for the bottom text. There we have it. And for the word central, let me grab my move tool. Let's go to central. And paste the layer style. So this is what we're going to be doing in class. Of course, I'm going a lot faster than we would go in class because we give ourselves, usually our sessions are 2.5 to 3 hours, and everyone gets a chance to go through exactly what I'm going through and ask questions, show their screen, and then if need be, I don't like to drive, but if need be, I can pick up the mouse and I can drive your computer for a second to get you caught up. All right, so do we have any questions or anything? I'm going to check in with you all and see what's going on with that. We'll also be turning this into a 13 by 19, so you'll have that option. Let's see. Tori asked about the templates for hoodies. Now, I don't have a specific template for hoodies. It was a huge file, and too many people had issues with their computers where they couldn't open the file, or it would not function properly because it was a huge file. It was called my all over ish. And what I did was I actually walked you through how I created that template from a hoodie that I purchased from somewhere. So I purchased a hoodie, I think it was from Samar. I took a photo of it, got the measurements from it, and then I used that as my mock-up, but also as my template for where my images would apply to my hoodie. So I would have to do that for all the different sizes, and unfortunately, I don't have that, and I probably won't be able to make that type of template anytime soon. But I'll do this. Let me put this on my list of things to do because it is something that I think will be very beneficial. Let me put it on my list. I have this Google Keep list that never ends. All right, so we're gonna do hoodie template, and then I'm gonna do a what I call it is an all over ish, and that's for it takes a lot of paper, a lot of ink to cover a hoodie, like, from edge to edge, sleeve to sleeve. And it is very, very, for me, very difficult to press without getting the lines because you have so many inconsistencies in the thickness, depending on how you're pressing it. Now, it's definitely possible, but it definitely takes a lot of work. So the all over ish is where you leave the base color of it white. Let me see if I can show you better than I can tell you. That's one of my dad's favorite expressions. Let's see, I'm looking it up real quick for you. Let's see. Pull it down here for you. All right, so this is what I did. This was a long behind session. So I did part one, part two, just showing you how to do this design. And then I also showed you how to create the template from scratch. I think this is where I showed you how to actually create your own template for the hoodies. And then I also did another version of it where I showed you an alternate all over design. So what I will do, these are some long behind videos. But what I'll do is I'll do a new version of this, and it's not really a template for hoodies. What it is I tell you how to use. Let me see. It might be easier to see this one. I think it's easier to see this one. See if I can cut my voice off. Okay. So if you look here, it has these different areas. So the bottom of the hoodie can be done with two 13 by 19 sheets. Then you have if you wanted to do socks, or you wanted to go down the sleeves, you can do two prints to a 13 by 19. You have something to print on the sleeves. You have a front and back image that's 13 by 19. And then these are just little front extras if you kind of wanted to fill out the front sides. You have a couple of characters you can put there. And then, for instance, if you wanted a headband or you wanted to place an image running down the side of the hoodies, these are little, what I call all over-ish. It's not all over, definitely not all over, but it helps you pre-think out how you would do multiple presses to a hoodie. And that's what I had. And this file was really, really huge. And a lot of people's computers couldn't handle it. So I didn't feel comfortable placing it for sale. And then some people's computers can handle it and others can't. So I will do my best to revise this, take it down in size, simplify it. Maybe don't put the socks and the headbands because it has socks, headbands, and basically use smart objects in order to tell you what your front print, your back print, and all of that would be. So I'll work on redoing that for you all, and maybe even make it an auto towel. That would be cool. Oh yeah, there's even a headband. That's where the headband is, down here at the bottom. So if I make it an auto towel, then basically once you create it, you will just export all of the tiles, and those tiles will become really easy to print. Um, no files there.
All right, for this next.
I was about to start hearing my country voice. Okay, so that's a good idea. Anyways, let's I put it on my list. I'm sure that you'll remind Erica too, because she stays on me with what I say I'm going to do. So let's close out of this one. That's definitely something I think y'all be interested in. What else? Let me see what else you got for me. Other questions? All right. Okay, Simply Beautiful. I see you. Making shirts and listening. Good deal. Please share. We have a post. I just don't have a lot of random posts on the group page anymore, because then people couldn't see when I was posting live and posting like for the flash sales and stuff. So I made it to where no one can create a post, but you can post under an existing post. So there's a post that actually asks that you share your work. Definitely, share on there. Let me see what you're working on. Right. Oh, the two sheets. Okay, so let me just break it down for you real quick for the two sheets. As a matter of fact, can I do that? Let's see. So I'll make that I'll make it a file for the jumbo size prints. I think that's what we were talking about, to be able to use two sheets, two 13 by 19s. And I'll do one for the horizontal, like if you were, that would be a lot easier than doing like the full on hoodie file, because that file is huge. So let me put that on my list to do the auto tile for two 13 by 19 tiles. And I'll do one for that goes across the bottom of the shirt. And then we'll do one that basically when you do it in the middle of the shirt, it just looks really huge and you don't have to put anything at the bottom of the shirt. And that's what I call the jumbo size prints. And I will make a slicer for that. Yep, you're right. It was a keep on trucking. So I'm glad you reminded. I forgot all about that. So yeah, we need to do that. So jumbo size prints, and it was 19 or some, basically like an 18 by 26 is what it ended up being when you tiled it. So 18 by 26, 13, 13. It's going to be 18 by 24 with the margin. All right, and you know what? I'm going to combine that. So I'm going to do one of the Christmas. I'll do like a Christmas design. And then we'll do a jumbo print. And then that way it'll help me knock out two birds with one stone. All right, let's see here. Oh, yes, the live course is tomorrow. Great question. Live course is tomorrow, 7 p.m. And usually we'll have it on Sunday, 7 p.m. unless I say otherwise or tell you all that we're going to reschedule it every now and then. I won't be able to do a Sunday, so I'll have to do it like on a Wednesday. But we do 4 weeks out of the month, and we do those as live courses. So if you are a part of the Innate Academy VIP level membership, then you can join. You'll get a coupon code right before it usually is within 24 hours of the class starting because I don't want to do it too early. But I'll post it within the next hour. You have a coupon code that you can use towards the class to take the class for free. And it's no limit now to how many live courses you can take as long as you actually attend them. And then for those of you who aren't a part of the membership and you just want to try out a class, or maybe you are a $30 member and you want to try a live class, the classes are $60 live each course, but it's a 3-hour long course. And I sit with you until we're absolutely all tuckered out at the end, but we're all super proud of the work that we've done. And everyone has a final product by the time we end the class. Okay, let's see what else. Rona, related to the template sale. Oh yeah, I be forgetting to plug my own stuff sometimes. If you don't know, there is a template sale going on right now. Thank you, Rona, for asking that question and bringing that up. All of the $20 templates are $9.99 right now. So if you go to the 10-minute templates on innatelab.com, all of the Photoshop files are on sale. And just a heads up, next Thursday, all of the ink and cartridges and blanks are going to be 30% off. Okay, so it's kind of like my little stimulus deal before Christmas, just trying to get folks going. And that will include the socks. So we're going to do a special project for socks. If y'all don't do socks for Christmas, you are missing out. So we are going to do a class. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to decide whether my next class will be socks or the snow element. I think we need to go ahead and get on these socks, because if you start advertising the socks now, especially the socks where you put the pets and the people's faces on them, you will definitely be making that holiday money. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do next class on socks. Let's see. Ronald was asking about the baby template. No, the diamond look wording is not a font. The lettering itself is a font, but the way it looks like diamonds is actually a Photoshop effect. So yes, the diamond look is a Photoshop effect. So when you download that, even if you use a different font, you still will be able to see that diamond effect. Yes, I do sell just the black. Normally what I do for the blacks, and if you'll see here, it might be a little confusing. So let me show you. For the black, I don't sell the individual eco tanks in black, although I probably could set it up that way. And I may go ahead and do that. But the only way right now it is for you to be able to purchase the black is to purchase what I call the big boy bottles. And it's 1,000 milliliters. So the smaller bottles are 127 milliliters. These are 1,000. And for some reason my image isn't showing up, or it's taking forever. But yes, you can purchase just a single. Like if you only want black, you'll put 0 in for these other ones and just add the black to your cart. No, the socks, I put the products under the 10-minute templates as well. So if you saw socks there, then those socks are the actual socks. And they'll let you know if it is, this says blank socks plus the free inserted jigs. So basically for this one, you know, I gotta change. I'm glad I'm looking at this website with y'all because I see all kind of mistakes. So this is the physical socks, and they come with the jig already inserted in it. So it has this really thick cardstock inserted in them, so they're ready to press. You don't have to fool with them. You don't have to slide them onto a jig and take them off while it's piping hot. basically they're ready to roll. And the reason why I came up with them like this is because last Christmas I had a whole bunch of socks to do. That's why I want to put y'all on socks for Christmas. And when I tell you I was so tired of my burning my hands waiting on these jigs to cool off, loading up socks, and I had 8 different jig sets, and I was trying to, keep up with the pace of loading all the jigs, letting them cool off, trying not to stretch out the socks. Since they cool off on the jig, you can stretch out the sock. So anyhow, that was just a major hassle for me. So I contacted a supplier manufacturer to manufacture the socks in 3 different sizes, and then we're able to already have the inserts in them. Thanks, LaQuisha. I appreciate that. Said they sub really great. Oh, there is a sock course in 105. So when people are talking about the academy is different from Innate Lab. So let me go to the academy. So let me not log in there. So course number 105, that template does work for the socks. Here it is. There's 105. Now, I absolutely would encourage you to do this particular class, especially if you're already part of the academy and you've unlocked this session. This is going to be priceless as far as what you can do for the holiday season. Tell people that you can take their images. I don't even care if when you download this image, it's a mock-up as well as a final print file. So please use that mock-up. Tell people this is what you can do. Start putting this on your Facebook and your Instagram now. And if you have like Shopify or whatever online store, start putting it up now. And I guarantee you this will be a holiday seller. I guarantee you. So for those who are ready to get into the socks, do this 105 class because I'm going to we won't do a sock class per se. I'll figure out what I'm going to do with that. But basically, I want to encourage you all to do socks this holiday season. So whatever I have to do to put that out there so that it helps you understand the importance of it and you start making that holiday money, then it will make me proud. Good deal, good deal. I'm glad y'all are really taking advantage of the courses that you're unlocking, and I can see what progress folks are making and how you're accessing the courses. So I really, really hope it's beneficial to you all. I hope these are tools that are really helping you earn and grow your business. That's the idea. All right, LaQuisha says her true ink is super vibrant on the socks. Yes, and I want to tell y'all too that Pro Ink, if you get to where you're printing the large format, that Pro Ink is amazing with the T7270. It's a 44-inch printer. So if you plan on doing all over printing, like with the large format printer, think of the T7270. They're just starting to get them back into stock again. They were out of stock for quite some time. So make sure that you keep your eye out for those. They might even still be on back order again. But those are some workhorses when it comes to all over printing. You can do high resolution images. It prints pretty fast to be printing high resolution images that large, and with the True Colors Pro Ink, and that one looks like, let me show you what that ink looks like. This is the conversion kit, and the conversion kit comes with everything you need because you don't are my thumbnails like tiny something going on with my thumbnails, but so for this one, it comes with everything that you need from the cartridges. It comes with funnels. It comes with the syringes that have a little special tip on them that helps you to purge the air out of the system. So it helps you to prime the air out of the system. You get 2 maintenance carts, which you won't need them right away because your printer is going to come with them. But as soon as it says your maintenance cart is filled, you just pop one of those in. keep printing. It comes with a set of 5 chips. So what happens with these cartridges, the cartridges are reusable, but the chips are not resetting. So every time the printer thinks that the cartridge is empty, you have to pop that chip off and put a new chip on there. So it's a little bit different system than you're used to for your desktop printers. But, for printing all overs, it is a world of difference. All right, so let's see. Oh, they're the big bottle. So now the icon's showing up. I don't know what's going on here. But these are the big bottles. So these are the same exact inks that are in the Eco Tank bottles, or the for the Epson desktop printers. And these inks do work for the big printer. I've tested them myself. I just found that the Pro inks offer, you think that these are vibrant, and they really are. The True Colors regular ink formula is, or I call it the universal ink, is very, very vibrant, especially for our desktop computers and printers. But for the large format, that Pro level ink is really, really vibrant. It really hits on those blues, those blacks get really dark, and I really love how the Pro ink performs on this printer. All right, I see Cynthia's doing her thing. She's getting the towel down pat, and she's gonna go from there. And that's how I suggest you do it. Like, don't just jump all in, and let well, I can't tell you what not to do, but definitely tile a few. See how you feel. If you need to order prints, we do offer printing service where we'll print all over prints for you, ship them to you, and you can press them that way. But definitely get the feel for it. See if it's something that you want to do. There's absolutely demand for it now. So I encourage you to get on that. But just do it at your own pace and at your own risk, and don't feel pressured by the market because everybody else is saying they're doing all overs now. You take your time and you do it to where it makes sense and works for you. All right, Cynthia, you got all these all over templates. Time to use them. Now, I will tell you that the all over templates are large files. They're about 4 times the size as a 13 by 19 file. So it does take up a lot of space. I want to make sure that I tell y'all to make sure that you have either some type of cloud service for storing your files, or like an external hard drive that's really hefty, because these files get big. And one thing I would hate to happen is a computer to freeze up, while you're working on it, crash, and you lose your data, or worse. Okay. Alrighty, love. So I think we've been on here for about an hour now. Do y'all have any other questions before get things ready? I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to post this online, so you'll see on the Academy. For those of you who are just looking to do the class, you can go to Live Interactive Courses and you'll see it pop up here. And same thing for my folks who are the VIP members. If you you'll see this image here for your $60 credit towards a live course. And when you go to the master codes list, it will give you the code, and that code you'll redeem that code in order to participate in the class tomorrow. And then for anyone else, if you're a $30 member, it's not saying that you're not going to get anything. You will unlock this class naturally when it's your time. So depending on when you joined, every 7 days a new course unlocks. So whenever it's your time, this course will unlock for you for free. So you don't have to worry about taking the live course. The live course is an option for those who want to really have a hands-on experience, okay? All right, love. So again, I just want to remind you all, for those of you who are in the $60 VIP, you don't have to pick one course every month anymore. You get to attend as many live courses as you want, as long as there is availability for that course. So far we've maintained small classes, which is how I like it, because I get to spend more time with you all, and give you a little more attention. So we haven't maxed out any courses yet. So just as long as you're able to enroll and use your coupon code, you get to take the course for free for being a VIP member. All right, do we have any other questions? I know there's a little bit of delay in the stream here, but any other questions or requests? I know this is my time to kind of kick it with y'all live and kind of get some ideas of what you want to see, maybe what we have yet to go over in these classes. I'm definitely willing to listen to whatever it is that you want to learn, because it helps me create that content for you. Well, all right, loves. I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit over here, so I'm going to go ahead and log off. Be looking out for within the next hour for the course to be posted on Innate Academy. And please, 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 loves, do not work ahead. If you decide to download it and start working on it, just make sure when you come to class, you come with a blank file and nothing else on it, so that we can all start from the same position, okay? So because we also have to keep in mind that we're recording these videos for others, and especially other beginners, to go back and watch through and go through the motions. So we want to make sure that we're all on the same page. All right, loves. It's like Shania and Cynthia are getting together and working some magic. I'm proud of y'all. Yes, go ahead and definitely buddy up, learn from one another. Make sure you are a part of the Innate Creatives private Facebook group, because that's where I announce where we're going to have our sales, especially our flash sales, and any upcoming classes. All right, loves, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for real. And for now, till next time, y'all know what it is. Bye.